right. This is ScareTalk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Country Katrina and
Yeehaw.
Jazzy Joel.
Hey guys, what's up?
It is our 5th anniversary. We've been doing this since 2020, and so special episode today. We're not going to talk movies. We've done a lot of lists with movies. We've only done a little bit of music, so we wanted to do today top 10 singers, bands, artists of all time, our favorites.
Yeah.
And we each have 5 honorable mentions. So we're going to start at 10, go up the list. Before 1, we will do our honorables, and then we'll get to our number 1. This was a tough list. I know Katrina was especially struggling, as always.
I don't know.
She takes these lists very seriously.
Well, these are fine. These are like definite lists. Like this is, you know, you can't go back on these. So
it's posted on the internet. It's forever.
Mm-hmm. It is forever. So a new band better not show up at some point. And
I know. And so there's like thought about, okay, do I put some new music that I like, or do I reserve that? Like they don't make it on the list until they've been a favorite for a period of time.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's challenging to think about that.
It is.
I need the rubric.
All right. Who wants to start?
You never start them off. You go first this time.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I will go first. All right. So my number 10. It's one that it's a subgenre of music that I had to have on my top 10 because I listened to it probably more than any other subgenre of music, and that is metalcore. This Katrina's face. It's a subgenre of metal, and there's a lot of bands that fit into it. You just might not have heard of that subgenre. And this band is All That Remains.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what makes that? What did you say? Metalcore?
Yeah.
What makes
it? Metalcore is like fast and heavy. There's screaming in the vocals, but there's also clean vocals in the choruses.
Okay.
So that's what I like the most. I feel like those singers are super talented, that they can have these different styles of singing in their music. And the instrumentation, there's usually guitar solos. The drums are usually pretty fast. So it's hype music. Okay. And this band is pretty positive with their message. It's like uplifting, motivating, it's not like dark stuff. And their lead singer, Phil Labonte, is on a podcast that I listen to quite often, the Tim Pool podcast. He's a pretty much co-host. He's on there all the time. And I love listening to him. He has views that are similar to mine when it comes to news and politics and stuff. So
all right, you're giving away your political views.
Well, look up Phil Labonte or Tim Pool, and you might be able to figure it out. If you don't know who they are.
Okay. So
they have a lot of songs that I like.
Yeah. Would you say like Skillet is like a metalcore then?
Not metalcore. No.
They're more rock or hard rock.
Yeah.
Skillet.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not
metalcore. Like you can
so
there's like screaming.
Okay, so metal includes the screaming?
Not all metal.
Okay.
That's where the core part comes in. It's like hardcore metal. So it's metalcore.
Oh, hardcore metal. Got it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of bands that came out in the early 2000s that
Yeah.
fit into that. But I feel like all that remains is probably the
Is
band
all that
that
remains.
has, yeah. There's a number of other bands, Bullet for My Valentine, Kill Switch Engage, Atreyu. Like, there's a lot of other ones, but
Okay.
I think they're my favorite. So I wanted to have at least one from that category.
So no more metalcore from you for the.
Yeah, now we know.
Not right now. Not right now.
Maybe an honorable mention, but not.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I know. He kind of gave that away.
Well, at least one, I said.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All
Let's
right, is
do
Joel next?
Joel.
All right, I can go next. Ladies last.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
So I'm I'm not quite going as hardcore as metal core in this one.
Okay.
I'm bringing it down a little bit. this was a band on our last top 10 that we did.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's
like the albums
yeah,
that made you.
the albums that like defined us or made us or whatever.
Yeah.
And the band is Chicago.
Okay.
Yes, I knew it was gonna be on there.
I love that band. It's a great
Yeah.
band. And the album was kind of cheating because it was, I think I said, their greatest hits album. So like, of course, like all their best songs are going to be on that.
Yeah.
But like as a whole, I grew up with the band. My mom was raised in Chicago, so I don't know if that had anything to do with her liking the band. But yeah, they have a lot of really good songs, and I don't listen to them all that often anymore, but I still will go back and listen every once in a while to a song or two of theirs. So yeah,
they have a lot of songs that are recognizable.
Yeah,
people just might not know that that's the
them.
band.
That's Chicago.
Yeah,
because their songs are like, you go to the grocery store, right? They play them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like slower. They do have some rock songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're known for like their like love songs and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Catchy stuff.
Yeah. They've had songs in movies too. So
yeah.
Like 80s and 90s movies.
But not in the movie Chicago, surprisingly.
No.
No, they're not in that musical.
Okay.
All right.
Katrina.
Okay, my turn. So let me go. Okay. So lists are always quite a thing for me. So I had to think about, okay, what are albums that I would just like listen to anytime? But this is the thing. Okay, anyway, whatever. The things on this list are things that I could throw on and just like take me back or make me happy, just like are I just enjoy anytime. So number 10 is the Beatles.
Okay. Nice one.
Okay.
Probably I don't know about now, but one of the biggest bands ever in the history of the world. So I don't know how many people would say that now, because it's been a long time, but they're credited with a lot of history of music.
So this is why I'm like explaining it, because like it was hard because I grew up listening to oldies, and so I really wanted to put like oldies on there, but then it's like a lot of the 50s and 60s music, I don't just listen to like one artist. I would listen to like a 50s or 60s album. And so it's like eclectic of all the albums or of all the singers during that time. But like the Beatles, I would put on a full like, I mean, I had the Beatles number 1, so it's the greatest hits, but like I would put on that, and like right when it's done playing, I'm ready to listen to it again. It's like one
Yeah.
of those where, and we would listen to like albums and albums of the Beatles. So I figured of the oldies, even though it's like some of the newer oldies that I would listen to, I really wanted to put, you know, some 50s, 60s bands, but there we go.
Yeah.
Good one.
All right.
Okay. My next one, going back to the heavy stuff.
I'll get there
Most of
eventually.
my list is not too different
Yeah.
from each other.
Yeah. I knew that would be a big part of your list.
Yeah.
It's your
So
go-to music.
this band is a 90s band. They are credited as, and this is another subgenre, credited as one of the pioneers or best of new metal. So that's
Okay.
NU metal.
And you met, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Which is kind of like a mixture of rap and metal. So it's like heavy
okay.
instrumentation, but
It's
influenced
9.
by hip hop
Okay.
and rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So this is Limp Bizkit.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
wondered if they would be on your list, but I don't really hear you listening to them.
Oh yeah. I mean they're a band that I constantly kind of like. I mean, it might be months and months before I listen to them, but when I go back, it's like I kind of get into a Limp Bizkit mood, and I'm like,
Yeah.
looking up their concerts, and
Yeah.
I get kind of
Yeah.
like really into it again.
Yeah.
And they're one of the first bands that I ever really, really liked that was new. I remember 8th grade, 7th grade, just being like obsessed with Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
It was probably later for you, high school for
Yes,
you.
I know. I'm like, wow. But you
And
didn't
they
listen to like Significant Others as much
no,
as I did.
the album that I first got was the Chocolate Starfish album.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I knew of the other one, Significant Other,
Well,
but
yeah.
I really got into them when they had Chocolate Starfish come out. So then I went back. But I know Chocolate Starfish like front to back, like that was my
The way I know Significant
stuff.
Other.
Yeah. And now I appreciate all of their discography. Seen them in concert recently. They've had somewhat of a resurgence over the last few years, which is really cool to see. They used to be a really hated on band.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the last few years, they've been really liked. And they say that a lot of their fans are new to them, like young.
Which
So,
is
Oh wow.
weird.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say the older fan, like the fans that hated on them before matured and grew up and
They're like,
realized that they
yeah, I
What
don't
like
actually
them.
got
hate
hated
them.
on? Like, what did people hate about him?
They just,
Uh,
I don't know. They don't like Fred Durst, their singer.
yeah.
And
They're not really.
Whatever.
they just think he's
Yeah.
corny and
But that's what's
annoying.
fun.
Yeah, exactly. You
Their
have to
music's
kind
not
of
really.
embrace that band, and they've really embraced their style.
Yeah.
They
Their
don't take it too
Loserville style.
seriously,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is fun.
That's what people may not like about them, or at least before, is they
Yeah,
don't take themselves seriously. So why would anyone
yeah,
else like
right.
take them
Well,
seriously?
because didn't he do it as a joke in the first
At
place?
Yeah.
first, yeah,
Yeah.
and you can
That's kind
tell.
of what's so cool.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I love him.
yeah.
All right, cool.
So
Good
there you
one.
go.
Yeah.
I'm
Number
proud of
9
you
for
for having that
Joel.
one on there.
Number 9, I'm going back to the 90s. I'm staying in that decade for a minute here. And this person pretty much ruled the 90s for a good portion of
Oh.
it, and that is Alanis Morissette.
Okay.
Nice.
I love her. I love her sound. I love her songs, and I think she was only in the 90s. I don't think she ever went into the
She's put out
2000s.
She
other
has
stuff.
some newer albums. It's just
Oh,
more
really?
like coffee house music.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Very different style, very
Yeah.
different like feel to the music.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I don't think I've heard any of her newer stuff, but yeah, it's 90s on Morissette.
I
Yeah,
like
she was.
some of her very newest. The Reasons I Drink is one
Oh,
song.
nice.
It's kind of fun. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So, geez. Yeah, I haven't. So, one of the, like I said, I only had one criteria for it. I kind of have another one. It's just like a general criteria, which is basically um, if they came on my Spotify, would I skip their song or
Oh, I
listen to
love that.
them all the
Okay.
way through?
Yeah.
And if a song of hers came on, I would leave it all the way through. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the majority, I probably all of them on my list, I would leave on. Even if because some bands you're not quite in the mood for. But I think with all of mine, I think even if I wasn't quite in the mood for their music, I'd still leave them on because they're just so good. So
Yeah. Yeah. You don't skip them.
no, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that criteria.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. All right. Mine.
Katrina.
Number
Okay.
9.
My number 9. My number 9 is Boys to Men.
Oh, okay.
I loved listening to Boys to Men. And that's one that when they come on, I'm just like, oh, Boys to Men. Why don't I listen to this more? And there's times that I just am like, gosh, I need to feel some of that, you know?
Mhm.
So, of all the boy bands there ever were, I was like, I gotta put a boy band on here, right? And
It's
of
a
all the
criteria. You
boy
have to have one.
bands, yeah, that that's definitely my go-to.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, I guess I've never thought of them as a boy band, but I
Yeah.
guess
I know, but really,
technically,
technically,
Yeah.
they kind of hit all the marks.
They consist
Yeah.
of all guys. I mean, and it's
Yeah.
at what, 4 of them. So I feel like any band that has like 4 or more like men in their bands is a boy band. Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
But I mean, that's
the Beatles is a boy band.
Yeah, the
literally.
Beatles, I guess, are a
Yeah.
boy band too. So, man.
I think of boy bands as, boys, but they don't play instruments. They just sing or
Okay,
sing and
yeah.
dance.
Yeah.
That's what a boy band is to me.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
no band aspect
Yeah,
to them at all.
yeah.
It's just
a bunch of
boys, singers, and dancers. That's what I think
That's
of.
funny.
Because otherwise, most bands would be considered boy bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy bands and girl
Limp
bands.
Bizkit, right?
Yeah,
Limp
Limp Bizkit's
Bizkit's
definitely a boy band.
All that remains, boy band.
Yeah, boy band. Oh, we're
Man,
a
we
man
just have a
band.
bunch of boy bands on our.
Yeah, man band.
Well, mine are Boys to Men, so.
It's true.
Yeah. They started off as boys, and by the time they broke up, they were men.
Now they're grandpas.
It's so funny
Yeah,
because I saw something like a joke that someone made, and they're like, why are Boys to Men called Boys to Men if they started when they were already men?
Yeah, it's not like they were
Like, I guess
like
so.
kids or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like New Kids on the Block or something.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we all start off boys to men. So
Yeah.
all,
Well, not all of us.
yeah, all men were
didn't
boys at
start
one
out that
point.
All right, Danny, number 8.
Number 8. is a band that me and Katrina see in concert whenever
Okay.
they come around. Really took off with Sons of Anarchy, and that is the White Buffalo.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's hard to categorize his music. It's
Folk rock.
folk rock, but then there's like, I don't know, he does like experimental stuff and like country, and so it's a mix of all that. It's like singer-songwriter is what he would be considered, not necessarily a band. He's got a really cool voice.
Yeah.
His writing is really interesting. He's like a storyteller type of writer. His music went with Sons of Anarchy so well, and that's one of my favorite shows of all time. Joel's number one, right? Wasn't that your number one?
It was my number one. Yep.
Yeah. So if you go back to our top 10 TV shows,
I've already ruined that part for
now
you.
It is spoiled.
Well, you'll know Joel's,
Yeah.
and you'll know it's on my list.
You don't know
So,
if
I
it's
mean,
on mine or not. So
yeah, probably
go
not on
listen,
Katrina's.
check it
out. But yeah, just his music, when you listen to it like on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, it's not nearly as good as when you see him live. When you see him live, he's
exactly
100 times better than what you listen to on CD or streaming or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
and the thing is he was good on that, but like it's not until you see him live that you realize how much better he is live.
Yeah. And he had a live album come out not too long ago that I listened to, and it like kind of puts you in that place. If you've seen him live enough, it kind of like, I don't know if you've listened to it, Katrina, but it kind of like brings memories. I feel like I'm standing at the stage.
Danny and I always work to get like straight to the front.
Yeah.
And I always get like super pumped when the bass player looks at me and gives me a smile and stuff, because he will. And he's like my favorite guy to watch.
Yeah.
There's certain times that you gotta watch the lead singer, and like how, especially during pilot and stuff, like, but with the bass player, oh my gosh, the faces he makes and his like look that he has, just the greatest.
Yeah, no, I saw him twice.
Oh yeah, you went and saw him with
Dan,
Danny, right?
Yeah, at least twice. And yeah, they are better live for sure. And they always have like such like, I think for me at least, like the best moments of Sons of Anarchy are when they're playing, are like the such like emotional, like it's always the most emotional moments in that show. It's like accompanied by White Buffalo. I'm like, oh man, it's crazy.
That last scene is White Buffalo's playing for that last scene.
And it's so fun to hear him do those songs in concert, because like you're taken back to those scenes and you're like, oh my gosh, I know what's happening here. I know what you're singing about.
Wasn't Whistler done during that Jax and Gemma moment in the last episode? I could have sworn.
I don't think so.
When Gemma
not
was
in the
at
last
their last moment together.
Yeah.
I don't want to give anything away.
I think it is.
Okay. Because it was our Darling, What Have I Done? That song is in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The most emotional
That's when. Yeah. We have to go back and watch the show, I guess.
Yeah.
Darn.
Okay, but this is about our music. So Joel,
yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, it's part. It's
number 8.
It's part. All right. Are you done with?
Yeah.
White Buffalo. All right.
I finished him.
Okay. My number 8. I'm going back to the 70s a little bit in this one. I
Awesome.
think the 70s, maybe 60s. I don't know. It's Elton John.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love Elton
Nice.
John. He's such just cares just a character on
Yeah.
stage, and
Yeah.
his music is incredible, and his piano playing is incredible.
Yeah.
Um, I remember a time that he was in Sacramento when I think in high school, where it was him and Billy Joel in concert
Oh man.
Did you
together.
go?
I didn't go. My dad went. I
Oh my
was a little
gosh.
jealous of that, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
that's like
him
a
and Billy Joel together.
yeah.
Wow. Did they perform together?
I think so.
That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. But
Have
yeah,
you seen Elton John
I
in
haven't seen him
concert?
live.
Okay.
I haven't gone to a show. I've seen songs he's done live on
Yeah.
like YouTube and stuff. It's not quite the same, but
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but yeah, his music is so good, and they don't really make songs like that anymore.
I know. Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
there's just that whole era is just gone now. But
Yeah.
he's still alive. He's not. I don't think he's not making any more music or anything. But like
He has
it's
been, yeah, during 2020 he got into like doing songs with different people.
oh okay,
Yeah,
that's
he
cool.
like put out like a whole album. I don't know, I follow him and stuff. I did see him live
Oh okay,
and it was awesome.
nice. Yeah,
Um
I would love to see Elton live. I mean, that's probably never gonna happen anymore again because I'm pretty
yeah,
sure he retired. But
I went to the last his last like tour.
hmm his
Yep.
farewell tour
Yeah, that was
that
it.
every every musician has like three of before they
I
actually
know.
retire.
Well, and my friend and I were going and seeing like all the farewell tours,
Oh,
and
nice.
we were supposed to go see Bon Jovi for
Hmm.
his farewell tour, but it was in 2020 and it got canceled, and
Oh,
he did not come back to do it, which
oh
sucked.
wow.
Yeah,
Come on, Bon Jovi.
I know. Um, so I guess I will never see Bon Jovi.
Man,
Bummer.
yeah.
Anyway, my number 8 is Kid Rock.
Nice. Okay.
Very good. Very good.
This is one that I have always loved Kid Rock since high school. And then when he has like kind of transitioned his music to more kind of country, slow rock, um,
Hmm.
I, oh my gosh, fell in love with him even more so. Um, and this was one of the reasons why I reached out to Danny, why I like gave him a chance, was Kid Rock was one of his favorites. So I don't know if it'll be on your list, but at least when we started, that was something that made me say yes. So
Nice.
that you always are up high on my list if Kid Rock is a favorite. And seeing him live like really solidified that. Like
Yeah.
Hmm.
he is not just an amazing performer, but an amazing artist. Like the
Hmm.
what he can do with the instruments, with music and all genres of it. His appreciation for music is what really, really locks him in as a favorite for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
There's segments of his concert where he will go and play all the instruments
yeah,
of the
Hmm.
band, and including the turntable and everything. So he'll,
yeah.
Yeah.
do
And
some
he'll
scratching
do
and yeah.
Yeah, and he'll do like all different he'll like sing all different genres and everything,
Yeah.
like turn, you know, just like honor all the music. It's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
If you want a mix of soft rock, rock, hard rock, new metal, and country.
Mm-hmm.
Just get one of his albums and you'll get
Yeah.
a little bit of all of that.
Get his greatest hits and bam.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know if he has a greatest hits, but I'm sure he should.
He should have like a couple of them at this
He
point.
should.
One
Yeah.
for every genre.
I
Yeah.
know. But if they just put it all together,
Yeah.
then bam, you've got it.
Yeah.
You've marked off all the genres.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So number 7.
Number 7 for me. This is a band that got big in the new metal scene.
Here we go with
And
new metal.
and are still big and still make music, and they never stopped. Their style kind of has changed to more rock, hard rock, but they still kind of keep their roots. And that is Papa Roach.
All
Nice.
right. Nice.
Yeah. Just coincidence, they actually are like a local band.
Yeah.
Which regardless, I'd still love them, but they're
Mhm.
like 30, 40 miles away from here is their hometown. And the lead singer lives in Sacramento right now,
Yeah.
currently.
Mhm.
So he'll show up at the different radio stations, and they did a free concert recently at one of the parks over the summer. It was an acoustic show, so that was pretty cool. I didn't go, but
Nice.
something that they have done. They do free signings and stuff locally.
Mhm.
And a lot of the bands from that time kind of had their one album or had their day in the sun, but then they kind of
Mhm.
fell away and just disappeared. This is one that continued, didn't take any breaks. They just kept making music and are still popular today, and are actually going to be at the Golden One Arena in April.
Oh wow, really?
Oh, I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
So they're doing arena
They're
shows.
doing
now.
arenas. Wow. That's
Yeah.
huge.
It's
'Cause-
Papa Roach and Rise Against.
I hope they sound
Oh
good.
wow.
Yeah.
Golden One is hit and miss.
Yeah.
Remember seeing
And
them. Oh, sorry.
just so much energy
Yeah.
that they
Yes.
bring
Oh
to
my
their shows.
gosh. Oh
And
my
they're
gosh.
older,
Them at
like-
Aftershock
Mhm.
was amazing.
Yeah. I'm sure they're in their 50s or close to it, and they still bring the high energy
Yeah.
music. So
I remember seeing them with Nickelback.
yeah. Yep.
But like it was the Nickelback's like concert. So
Oh, okay.
but
They were openers.
yeah. Well,
Nice.
they were middlers. I think Hinder was
Middlers.
was
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Hinder.
Hinder. But have Papa Roach's like actually closing arenas. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really good. But
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think they would get to that point because they've been around for 30 years now.
Yeah.
About like they started 25-ish. They started like
Yeah.
I think into the year 2000. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool. All
All
right.
right.
Joel.
Next,
Number
Joel,
seven.
number 7.
Number 7 for me is going to be Matchbox 20.
Awesome. Okay.
They're
Joel,
a fun
I'm liking your
band.
list.
I really like your list, Joel.
Mine's like
I'll
all over the
listen to
place.
all your lists.
Mine's all over the place. But Matchbox 20, I've done a couple of their songs karaoke. They're just a fun band. I've always enjoyed them. Yeah. Not a whole lot you can say
What's
about
their
them.
singer?
Oh, they're so
What's his
awesome.
name?
Amazing band.
Can't think of his name,
What was
but
his
he's
name? What's
he's
his
a
name?
great singer.
Yeah, him
Really cool
solo.
voice.
I think
Yeah.
he has at least one solo album.
Yeah.
I don't remember what his name is.
I want to say Robert something, but
Rob
Thomas.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Joel, I was gonna go see them in 2022, and
Really?
they didn't end up doing the tour again. But I don't think it's completely out. of the picture for them. I
Yeah,
feel
well,
like we might be able to see them
they
again.
still got some time before they retire.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like hearing Bon Jovi retire was kind of crazy because I feel like he has at least another 10 years left in him too. But
You would wish,
Matchbox
but
20, yeah, they. I mean, they're not gonna be closers or anything like that. They're not gonna be the reason you sell out an arena or something. But they could be in
well,
with like a '90s
during that time,
concert.
like during like that year, a
Hmm.
lot of uh a lot of people were coming out with their like 25-year tour or whatever,
Oh
like,
yeah.
and so Matchbox 20 was like the opener of this tour. It was their
Hmm.
tour. But a lot of people that were doing that didn't end up doing their
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah.
Um, that was the same year that Alanis Morissette did hers, and she came back and did it, and
Hmm.
then she actually continued it after that. So
Yeah. Maybe they'll have a
Um
35-year in another
yeah.
5 years.
yeah,
I could see them doing like wineries and
yeah,
stuff like
that'd be
that.
that'd be
Like
fun.
a
Yeah.
casino tour or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, smaller
Need
venue.
cruises.
Yeah,
Ah,
Come
cruises.
that'd be fun.
come see Matchbox 20 on our
Kid
cruise.
Rock used to do like a cruise thing.
Yeah. His
Hmm.
own
I always
cruise.
wanted to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Love it, Joel. That's awesome. My number 7. Here we go, guys.
Oh.
So, you can't have a list with me without a little bit of stretching the rules. So, this one is my rule stretch, and it's simply because there was no way to decide who to put on this list.
Oh, she got two
Because
bands.
yes.
Oh, okay.
So this is Tim McGraw and Garth Brooks.
Okay.
And they are
Okay.
seriously like even for me. There's no way for me to decide
No
who.
way.
Yes.
Garth
w-
above Tim.
Yeah.
Why?
You
He is.
like Garth Brooks more than Tim McGraw, I think.
No, that's
Okay.
not true. And
All right.
that's the thing is even DeAnthony was saying Tim McGraw above Garth.
Mm, mm.
And this is the thing. Recently, I've been listening to Garth more because we went and saw him live. So I had to like get myself pumped and excited. But I also I grew up loving Tim McGraw. Tim McGraw was some of my first music that I listened to and loved, and just uh, put on a Tim McGraw song and bam, you've got me hooked. Um, so either one, they're just like they bring back all the memories, everything. Um, with my kids, like when I was like trying to soothe them or sing them a song or whatever, always sung them Tim McGraw. Um, it no, they're just right there.
I
They're right
bet
there
if um Garth Brooks had his music on
on Apple
Apple
Music.
Music,
That's the
you'd
thing.
listen to him more.
That's why I listen to. That's why like my kids don't realize how much I like Garth Brooks because I listen to Tim McGraw because he's on Apple Music.
Hmm.
Garth Brooks, I have the CDs of. But no, I mean,
Okay.
so I've seen them both live. Love both of them. They, uh, it's just, can't
Okay.
can't separate it. It's my 90s country music, everything. So
Yeah.
there we go.
All
That's
right.
number 7.
Nice.
All right.
Gotta get some
Tim
country in there.
Brooks.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Joel's gonna have a country artist or two. We'll see.
We'll
Maybe it's
see.
one of
We'll
those.
see.
We'll
We'll see.
see.
All right,
I don't
we'll
know.
see.
Who's to know?
Dan's number
Who's really to know?
6.
Mine's not as exciting as your guys's.
I
You
know.
just never know with you guys. I think mine's mine's not too like I don't want to say not
I
too
didn't.
surprising, but it's not. I'm not stretching to different genres as
Yeah,
much.
yeah. I wanted mine to be eclectic, um, and I didn't know that you'd have Limp Bizkit though.
Mm.
I did my cheat, but like I'm just like I'm stressed out about whether I'm okay. I think actually I'm gonna do it. Okay,
Oh, okay.
officially.
She's cheating again. She's moving her list.
What are you talking about?
What?
Okay, it's hard when I am on the video because I can't go back and like
Yeah.
redo.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. So Danny, you're number 6.
All right, my number 6, not too much of a stray from the
Yeah.
rest of my list.
7 through 10.
But they also came out in the new metal phase,
Okay.
which is like late 90s to like 2000, I'll say 5 or so,
That's what I was
was
thinking.
like the new metal phase, which there are still bands. This is one of them that made it out of that and continued with their music. And that is Godsmack.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Nice.
Yeah. I picked them, and this was kind of a criteria of my list. If they came out with a new album or a new song, would I want to listen to it? Like, would I be excited to hear it?
Okay. Yeah.
And Godsmack for sure. I'd be
Hmm.
all over that. But sadly, they said they're no longer making new music. They're still going to tour and play all their hits, but they've officially said that they've kind of run out of new ideas for new songs. And
Hmm.
which I respect. I'm like, the singer's like, I'm not going through the things I used to go through.
Yeah.
And that's what I would write about. And that's what
Yeah.
inspired me. And I don't have that anymore. So I'm not going to
Hmm.
like fake it and try to
I like that
make
though.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that that's respectable. Like it you want to be authentic and you don't want
Hmm.
to just write things just to make a hit.
Yeah.
Um like kind of the new music these days.
Hmm.
Yeah. And their music, like they've always said, is very personal and about real life things.
Yeah.
There's only one song that they wrote that wasn't about a specific life event that one of them has gone through.
Mm.
And so if you're not going through stuff, what is there to write about? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I totally respect that. I think the singer, Sully Erna, he has a really cool voice. He's a great musician. He has some solo stuff. He's a really good drummer.
Hmm.
He plays drums, he plays guitar, and their music will get you pumped. If you want to go to the
Mhm.
gym, listen to Godsmack. That is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've got softer stuff and heavier stuff and kind of everything in between. They're not like super experimental, like they're pretty
Hmm.
much just what they are, an in your
Uh-huh.
face hard rock band. But they've stood the test of time. So
Hmm.
um sadly they're not making more music, but like I said, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. There we go. Number 6 for Joel.
All right. So my number 6. My number 6 is also a new metal band.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I think I know.
Who I had on this list. I had on this list as number 4, but I had to knock them down a
Oh
couple
man.
spots because I have not listened to their new music that they put out.
Mm.
And I'm not sure how I feel about it. The new
Mm.
music in general, and that is Linkin Park.
I knew it.
I love Linkin Park. They were they were on my last list. They were a very influential band. They came out when I was in high school, and like songs that they were singing about was very like things that teenagers can go through and
Yeah.
everything. So it spoke to old like generation of people. Like I
Yeah.
honestly anyone even today I feel like if you're a teenager can appreciate the songs of Linkin Park. Um and even as adults you can too. Um and so I don't know why I haven't listened to their new music. They've had a couple of songs out. I am curious. I just haven't really
It's a full
um
album.
oh, is it a full album? I thought it was just a couple
Yeah.
songs. Oh, okay.
Come on, Joel.
I
It's
know.
okay. I've listened to it. They have a
Mm-hmm.
female singer now.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Oh,
nothing compared to Chester, but
Yeah.
she's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few good songs. I wouldn't say it is no Hybrid Theory or Meteora. It's not like
Yeah.
anything like that, but yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. You might enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really have like a reason for not wanting to listen to it. It just never really, and I think that's why I had to knock it down um a couple spots, just because I haven't really had an interest in listening to it. But
It's been a long time since they've come out with anything.
yeah, like 2017, I think was their last
Yeah,
album.
yeah,
That was the year that we lost Chester.
yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah. And even that album, like listening to it, like I didn't care for it when they first released it,
Ooh.
but listening to it post Chester's passing, it's a pretty intense album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of songs in there that it's like, oh, did he write these or like did
Yeah.
I don't know. It's yeah, but so Lincoln Park was number 6.
Okay.
Nice one.
Number 6 is Linkin Park for you. Number
Yep.
6 for me is Elton John.
Oh, nice.
I thought you
Um,
were gonna say Lincoln Park.
Yeah, no, I was expecting you to say Lincoln Park show.
Linkin Park.
Number 6
I
for you,
do.
Lincoln Park.
Anytime
Number
I
6 for me.
hear Linkin Park or like hear the name of Linkin Park, I think of Joel. Um, one of just when we first meeting Joel, like that was always like we would play this music game, and he'd always get all excited when Linkin Park would play. And
Yeah, I got
so
excited for a lot of the songs I played. So
yes,
Lincoln Park
yes.
was just,
But
I
you
think,
always
always
have
on my
Linkin Park
list.
on your list, and so
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was like double excited. And if you didn't have them on your list, you'd be like, "It's fine. I'm okay if Linkin Park plays anyway." Like I'm always okay if
I
Linkin
just
Park
want to hear
plays.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was always a thing. But yeah, Elton John for me. I love Elton John.
Hmm.
I grew up loving Elton John, and then seeing him live, that was super cool. That was amazing. My friend took me, and um my friend that we listened to like oldies music and classic music together. We
Hmm.
both appreciate music a lot, and so um we went, and it was so fun because he really does like we were up in like nosebleed seats. They're very expensive. But it was still so fun to see him and see him play the piano live, see him like change his wardrobe. That was the best part. Like all the wardrobe changes
Yeah.
during the show. It was amazing. And um so it gave me an even bigger spark and love for Elton John. We also went and saw there's one person who does cover songs, does his like is a cover artist of his,
Hmm.
and I think it's the person, I can't remember, don't quote me, but I think it's the person who plays him in the movie, um who
He has a
Elton
cover
John
band? Because
The
he's an actual actor. Like he has cover band or
I'm pretty sure he went and did like a tour of doing
oh.
his music. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
who we saw. We went and saw this guy, and he like was selected by Elton John
Mm-hmm.
to like um play his music, because
Yeah.
he thought he did such a good job at his music. And so we went and saw Elton John live, and then we went and saw him at the Memorial Auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
It was super cool. So
Nice.
it was really fun because that was a smaller venue and you were able to get up and dance and stuff. And so
Mm-hmm.
um Saturday night, like everyone was up and dancing in the aisles and stuff. It was really
Mm-hmm.
fun. So
Nice.
There was a movie. It's a kids movie cartoon that has like a sequel called Sing.
oh yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and about like singing animals and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And there was one of the characters is the actor that played him in who did an Elton John song in that movie.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's where Elton John like heard heard about him and stuff. And I
Oh,
think that was
interesting.
from that he wanted to select him to play him
Yeah.
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 in his movie. So he did such a good
Good
job.
movie.
Yeah. Oh
Rocket
yeah.
Man.
Rocket Man's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like that one. Out of all the like biopic for musicians, that's
Mm-hmm.
probably one of my favorites. It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
uniquely done.
Oh,
It should
it's
have
so
beat
amazing.
out Bohemian Rhapsody, but well, whatever.
Yeah.
At least
I
he did
never saw
his.
that one. I
It
need to
was
see that
fine.
still.
He didn't sing in that movie though, but he still like
Yeah.
won for. It's like, okay, this guy actually sang Elton John songs
Yeah.
in Rocket Man.
Yeah,
So
he did
I feel like that
amazing.
should go over, you know, but whatever. That's
Yeah. Yeah. I love those kind of movies.
Mhm.
We just went and saw Bob Dylan's A Complete Unknown.
Oh.
And then I love the Elvis one. And then Whitney
Yeah, Elvis was good.
Houston's. Um
I
and
haven't seen that one.
yeah, they're all, I love those kind of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my number 6. Number 5, Danny. We're on the
Okay.
top 5.
So this is a little bit of a stray.
Oh, I think
Not-
I might know.
Oh man.
I mean, White Buffalo, I guess, was a stray.
Yeah,
So
it was.
really?
Yeah, that's
I-
not a new metal.
It was very much a stray.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one I grew up with. Coincidentally, also a Sacramento band.
I know.
And they're an 80s band who has continued on through the years and still make
They're
music.
great.
Probably
They're-
not as recognized for their newer music, but I still love it. And that is Tesla.
Nice.
Not to be confused with the car brand.
No.
Or the person.
Their name
Yeah.
is off of Nikolai Tesla, who is credited for inventing the radio. Even though other people might get more credit than him.
Yeah.
That's why they wanted to name their band after him.
Yep.
And there was like this time in the 80s where it was like hair metal, where it was like Van Halen and Aerosmith and Whitesnake and all these different bands with like big hair, and they were like cross-dressing and tight clothes, and glam rock is another term. Tesla came out at that time, and then got lumped into those bands, but they never were that style.
Yeah.
They were always more hard rock than the glam rock that they were kind of lumped in with. And I think they got just kind of lost in the shuffle of all that because they're way more talented than all those other bands. So
all those wannabe
yeah.
like Aerosmith, how dare they get
Yeah, Aerosmith, like maybe they wouldn't be considered because they're more in the 70s, started in the
Yeah,
70s.
they
So
started in the
Yeah.
70s.
maybe Aerosmith would not
Or
be put into that category because
how
they're more
dare
classic.
Journey get the
Journey, come on, get out of here.
attention that Tesla deserves?
Yeah, get out of here, Journey.
I
Twisted
remember,
Sister,
yeah,
bands like that.
Yeah.
Get
I
out of
remember
here.
seeing Tesla. What was it in 08? I think it was
Yeah,
08.
probably
I think it was
around
like the
there.
same year that we saw Disturbed, and that was a really good concert.
Yeah.
And they performed where I graduated high school.
Yeah.
Memorial Auditorium.
Oh, cool.
That's like, yeah, that's how local they were. Like, we'll just perform this little. I mean, it wasn't little, but it's not an arena or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's
I like concerts there.
yeah.
I saw Bob Dylan there.
Oh, nice.
And that was really cool. But I saw Tesla a couple times with you, right, Danny?
Yeah.
And that was actually the first song that Danny ever dedicated to me was a Tesla song. And then that's how he started his vows at our wedding.
Yes.
So I also
Yeah.
have a soft spot for Tesla.
Yeah. And they're just overall good people. And they've stayed together. They're not like a band that has a bunch of different lineup switches and stuff. They've always stayed together. And yeah, I think that's a big part of my list too, is now that I'm doing this, these bands have stayed together.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't like had a bunch of changes in their lineups like a lot of bands do. So
nice.
Yeah. So there
You
you go.
just haven't experienced death in the bands yet. Like,
Well,
you're
that's true.
You guys just got lucky.
I guess that, not counting that, like a lot of times bands will switch because they just disagree on styles and direction of the band, or partying too much and not liking each other, all that kind of drama.
Drama queens.
Yeah.
All right, Joel. What's your number 5?
What do you got next, Joel?
All right, my number 5. My number 5 is a little band called Nickelback.
Oh man.
Just a little band.
Hey, number 5, like a
number
nickel.
5. Yeah.
Like 5 cents.
Yeah, that was totally intentional too.
That's perfect.
That's what I was planning on doing the entire time. I love this band. I don't understand the hate that they get. I do to a certain extent, because, and it's not even their fault. It's the fact that every song that they come out with is played over and over and over again on the radio, and I can see after a while people just getting tired of that. But that's not the band's fault. That's the radio's fault for playing so often. And so I think that's a big part of why they were hated so much when like new music would come out. But nobody really listens to the radio anymore, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So that really shouldn't be an issue anymore for people.
I am curious. I wonder if part of it is he is a really weird, funny guy. We just went and saw him live.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, you're talking about a different band.
Okay. Who am I thinking of?
We did see Nickelback a while back.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we saw,
No. Nickelback was the other. Okay.
What band are you talking about? Who is this weird?
We'll talk about it if it's later on your list. If not, we'll talk about it after.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, Nickelback, they just got so big, so popular.
Edit that out.
Okay. And what people didn't like was they had like a formula to their songs. Yeah. They all kind of followed that verse, chorus, just basic formula of a song.
That a lot of bands do that don't get hated on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
For
everyone
whatever
always said that
reason,
their stuff just sounded the same.
yeah,
But they
that was
don't
another
though.
thing.
That's
No,
Yeah.
they
that's
don't.
what they hear on the radio. That's the
Yeah.
radio like songs that they have. But
Yeah.
they have so many other songs that are not played on the radio.
Yeah.
For one reason or another. That I mean those I do really like the radio friendly songs that they have, but that's not all that they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just a small part of what they are. But no, I do understand. Like they do have a bunch of songs, bunch of radio friendly songs and everything. So like, blame a band for wanting to be big. Sorry. Like
Yeah.
Well,
that's
that's
a
the
reason
thing. I
people
think they see it as like a sellout kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
maybe,
really
but they
it's
never
like
changed.
Yeah,
So
no.
usually
Yeah.
you change if you're a sellout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been that way
Um,
since like the first album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're another band that has gotten a little bit of a resurgence where people don't hate them as much as they used to.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's okay to like Nickelback now, you know?
Yeah.
Just like Limp Bizkit. It's okay to like them now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can
Because they're not
you can
overplayed
come
anymore.
out as a fan like you
Yeah. Well,
always
because
have
people
been.
don't listen to radio anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you said.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, good one.
All right. My number 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Neil McCoy. Oh, sorry. Neil McCoy. I love Neil McCoy. Grew up listening to him. He was actually my first concert that I ever saw. And I grew up listening to Neil McCoy. I love him. Put him on and I am a happy gal. And I could listen to him all day long.
I don't think many people know of him. So
Yeah.
He's a country singer and he I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you like 90s country, you know of him. Joel, do you know of Neil
I
McCoy?
love 90s and I don't really know him, at least by name. I don't know if I know songs that he's done, but 90s and 2000s are like the two decades that in like early 2000s
You would know his
of
songs
country that I love.
if you truly love 90s
Oh,
country.
if I
You would
don't
know
you're a
his
true
songs.
fan.
Yeah.
No, like if you hear them, you'll know them for
Mhm.
sure. So you'll have to go and listen.
Yeah.
But the Wink, you'll know that song. Twang.
Okay, those names.
Sound
Okay.
very
Those are
generic.
words. Those are yeah.
Wow. I'm disappointed in
Hello.
you, Joel.
You remember that one?
Oh man, I know hello. That's crazy. Wink. Hello, Twain. Like
Okay,
oh
whatever.
man.
Whatever. You're canceled, Joel. If you don't know.
If I don't know a country singer, I'm gonna look them
Okay.
up. I'm not gonna play their music, but I'm gonna look them up right
Yeah.
now.
No, Neil
Play on the
McCoy
podcast.
he was a wonderful 90s artist. Um I think he might have started in the later 80s. And then went through the 90s. He has some newer-ish songs through the 2000s. But Danny and I went and saw him. And that was a dream come true because I wanted to see him again. Like I saw him as a kid, but I wanted to see him like as an adult.
Mhm.
Fabulous.
Yeah, these titles are not ringing
Alright.
bells. That
Seems
guy is
like
top 5
wow.
most popular on Spotify.
He's
Seems like
I think he's
most of mine.
Filipino. He's Filipino and white.
I
Yeah, he kind of looks like
Yeah.
it.
Does he have some Indian in him or no?
No, remember that's what you
Yeah.
thought, but
Yeah.
he like told stories on stage
Oh,
about his
yeah.
parents and stuff.
He's so
Yeah,
personable. His
yeah,
brother was a singer in the church,
yeah,
which is like part of what got him into singing and stuff. Um,
yeah.
and he's so personable. He does a live every morning on his Facebook, and then like you can join, and if you like comment in the comments, sometimes he'll give you a shout out and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Um, you have to catch it early in the morning because he does the Pledge of Allegiance every morning.
Oh,
So
okay. Real American boy.
he is. He's proud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's funny. His on Spotify, they have a top 5 like most popular songs that people listen to of their artist, and his number 5 he is featured in. It's not even his song.
Ah,
His
what
5th
song?
most popular song is a song he's featured in. That Drink featuring Neil McCoy.
Oh,
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't think he's very well known. I think Katrina is not correct in her assumptions
Yeah.
of if
whatever.
you know 90s country, you'll know him. I
Okay.
just
Yeah.
don't think so.
If any of our listeners are 90s country fans, let us know if you know Neil McCoy.
That statement is reserved for like Reba's or Tim McGraw or Garth
No, but
Brooks.
those like even if you're not 90s fans, like you're still going to know who they are. Like
Hmm.
this is for true like 90s country music. Like if in the 90s you actually were listening to the country music, not like that you went back like you got into 90s country later,
Hmm.
then you might not know. But if like you legit grew up in the 90s listening to it on the radio,
Hmm.
that's what I mean. Like I feel like that's when you would know Neil McCoy. I don't think he's one that like replays now, that like
Yeah.
if like now you're getting into 90s country, he's not going to be on like a 90s country list.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's
He's
if
barely on
you
Apple Music or Spotify.
whatever. But if you like actually listen to the radio, the country music stations, the radio during the early 90s,
Hmm.
you'll know his songs.
I mean, the guy's got over 523,000 monthly listeners, so that's not bad.
Yeah, he's
Half a
pretty
million
amazing.
people listen to him. Out of 8 billion people in the world, 500,000 listen to him a month. So that's
It's pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah, and I'm not even on Spotify, so I can tell you I
yeah.
listen to him probably at least once a month
So
on
you'd
Apple
add one more
Music.
number to that list, to that
Yeah,
number.
add a number. And probably add Danny too because he is forced to listen to it.
All
All right,
right.
number
Number
4.
4.
Top
Okay.
4.
This one, if you had asked me to make this list 2 years ago or something, they probably wouldn't have been on the list. I
Okay.
always liked
Man.
this band, but I've grown to really appreciate them more recently. And that is Creed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Kind of a
That's who
Is
Nickelback-ish
Katrina
that
was
who
talking
I'm
about.
talking
band. Oh,
about?
okay.
Yeah. So right
Yeah.
after I said it, I was like, oh, it's Creed. Dude, if you see them perform live, he is such a dork. Like, so weird. And he's just like so feeling himself and like
Hey, he's having
his
fun up
show.
there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It
He's very
is.
passionate.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Did you see them and Nickelback in the same concert, or?
No, it was
No, no.
we saw
Oh, okay.
Nickelback earlier in the year,
Oh, okay.
but it was the same
Because
year.
that'd be a pretty cool concert. them
This
together?
one was cool.
That one
It
was.
was
Mhm.
Finger 11,
Oh, okay.
3 Doors Down,
Oh, okay.
and Creed.
Yeah.
All right. Early
Yeah.
2000s right there. That's like
Yeah. Yeah.
the.
I was super excited about the Three Doors Down too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
did awesome. They
Yeah.
were
Really
so
good.
much fun.
Nice. Yeah, I like Three
Yeah.
Doors Down.
Yeah.
It was called the Summer of 99 tour.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're coming back this summer.
Nice. That tour, or
Yeah.
just okay.
All
Who's
right.
gonna
I don't know if
Summer
it.
of
I think it is the
2025.
same. I think it's the
same people?
tour. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Oh,
Um.
when and where is he gonna be? No.
I think it's like August or
Whatever.
September.
I was
Oh,
thinking,
okay.
like, is
Yeah.
it gonna be in June?
um. So this band had their time when they were hated as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were hated more than
And
Nickelback was.
that's
Yeah.
the one that I'm saying, like, the way he performs, like, he is such a weirdo. I could see that being like part of the hate.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, in their music
he's
videos, his
extra.
hair's like blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's
Oh
kind
my
of
gosh, he's so
he's kind of
extra.
eccentric
Mhm.
with the theatrics.
And so are the bromance bros going to the show.
Yeah.
That's
So
the best
they're-
part of going to a Creed show.
There, and you can find videos of this, like Instagram Reels or whatever, if you
Yes,
look up
but
Creed.
then go see it live. 'cause
Then go see it.
is worth it.
And it's not people our age. These are like young, like frat boys.
Hmm.
And we're up on the lawn, and they all have their shirts off. And they're, especially the last few songs that they did, which is their like, you know, biggest hits.
Yeah.
They were like arms around
Hugging
each
each
other,
other.
banging on their, yeah,
Belting
it
it
was
out.
so funny.
Oh,
my
man.
gosh.
Yeah.
There's just oh my gosh, there's just something so hilarious seeing these like muscular like frat boys shirts off and hugging on each other and singing
Hey,
to these songs. Oh my
some
gosh.
bands have mosh pits. Other bands have
Have bromance.
have
Yeah.
half naked men just.
They're
So you
so
can go
good
see Papa
though.
Roach or you can go see Creed. Papa
Besides
Roach
all of
almost like
that,
died in their concert.
Oh man.
this band is, I love the writing. I love his
Mhm.
voice. I think he's got a really strong voice. Mark Tremonte, which is their guitarist, he, you know, started in Creed, but he also went into Alter Bridge, which is another good band.
Mhm.
And he's also done solo things. He's got like 5 or 6 of his own albums where he sings as well. So really talented, at least guitarist and singer.
Yeah.
Scott Stapp is the singer. He's
Mhm.
gone through a lot of ups and downs when it comes to just his whole life.
Mhm.
So his story is pretty cool, especially coming back now. They've reunited and hopefully going to put out new music, but they reunited and, you know, playing shows again together, and
Yeah.
it's really cool to see how he's rebounded, because he went through a lot of drug problems, a lot of drinking problems. He's had multiple wives. He's attempted to take his life, and
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
So
he's,
sorry for
you
calling
know,
you a dork, dude.
but and you can tell just he like he means what he's singing. you
Yeah,
Yeah.
know?
he does. Oh, he does.
Mhm.
With every fiber of his being. He means it. Yeah.
Didn't they cuz I think he left Creed, and didn't they
Mhm.
just rename Creed Alter Bridge? Wasn't that
For
what
the
the
most part, I
story
don't
was?
think it was the entire band that
Mhm.
stayed for Alter Bridge. I think it was the guitarist and maybe one other member, and then they got a new singer, Miles
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy,
Yeah.
and they don't sound enough like Creed
Mm-hmm.
to just change to keep the name Creed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they
But
did just kind of change the name.
mm-hmm.
But the whole band wasn't there. Wasn't
Yeah.
like just the
Okay.
singer changed.
Mm-hmm.
But the main piece was the guitarist
I feel like they kind of got
after
it.
that.
Like I like his singing, but I feel like getting Miles Kennedy is kind of a step up in in the vocal range there.
Some might say that. Some might say Scott Stapp is better, you know.
But he is. I mean, I've always liked Scott Stapp's voice, but
Yeah.
I'm just like Miles Kennedy.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
got
know.
quite a range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Number 4,
Okay.
numero cuatro. Um, that's going to be Kid Rock. Kid to the Rock.
Awesome.
Seen him
Nice.
twice now, I believe. And yeah, he puts on a really good show. I love all of the different styles. Like people hate on Kid Rock. Well, now a lot more than they used to. But but like even if you like, hate on Kid Rock, like there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
So it feels like they just kind of like hate on him for one type of genre, but he's got music for every single person. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you don't
Yeah.
like
He
one
really
genre,
does.
listen to a different one that he's got, and
Yeah.
you can find something of
Yeah.
his that you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He always was kind of hated on. And people always thought I was crazy because I just thought he was like so hot. Uh,
Well, he did
um,
marry Pamela Anderson.
he did
yeah,
marry Pamela Anderson.
yeah,
Um, and but he's always been another one that I feel like has always gotten quite a bit of hate.
hmm
Um, people secretly loved him.
hmm
And I think that was one reason why I thought Danny was so cool because he like outwardly loved him. Like he put
yeah.
it out there that
Yeah.
as
No,
an
I'm
expression of himself.
yeah. I was talking about more so now because of his political
Because of the political
views
stuff, yeah.
and
He's
all that good
definitely
stuff.
political.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very
Oh man, going to his
The
outward.
concert
concerts
now.
now kind of I mean the like his performance doesn't suck, but like the crowd and everything,
Mm,
it's like it just doesn't feel the same
Yeah,
to me.
it's a
hmm
little much.
Yeah. It's too politically
Oh
driven.
yeah, yeah. It wasn't like that when we saw him last time. Well, usually when I saw him last time. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
been like what, a decade since I saw him. But I always respected him, especially around the times that we saw him because he always lived in Detroit. Like that was always the city that he lived in, and so he saw that people that he lived around were more on like the poor part of of the state, and so he made a couple of his tours only like $20 for
Yeah.
everybody, for
Yeah,
general
that was
Yeah.
admission for
really cool.
everybody to go. And he went on like full on tours like that,
Yeah.
and like he
That
did
was one of his
something that
greatest shows, I feel like. That
yeah.
was one of the best shows. Best night ever.
hmm
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
yeah, and he had good bands coming with him too, and he saw Foreigner with him, and
Hmm.
ZZ Top was there too. Like, it was just
Yes, ZZ Top was
amazing,
awesome.
amazing bands, and only for $20 for like everybody,
Yeah.
and no other band would ever do something like that. Like at the caliber that Kid Rock is, no other band would ever
Yeah,
do
and
something
that
like
was
that.
Yeah.
like that wasn't like the his beginning. He was opening,
Yeah,
like
oh
he
yeah,
was selling shows out at a higher rate before
hmm
that,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So it was really cool. And yeah,
hmm
we saw it with ZZ Top and Uncle Cracker.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. Um, the first time I saw him was when he was opening for Aerosmith.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
back in the Ba with the Ba days.
yeah. Back in their 2000s days or late 90s.
Late 90s,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So Kid Rock just
And he got classified as new metal with a few of those songs that came out around that time.
Yeah,
be
because of
classified
like,
as everything.
Yeah,
yeah, that's the
Like
thing.
he could be
he
every
was,
genre.
yeah, but he didn't have the, I guess, country enough sound
Yeah,
to
Mm-hmm.
fit into that genre like at all
Yeah.
yeah,
until that song Picture
yeah,
came out.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was
Especially
like,
doing it
oh,
with Cheryl
we're
Crow.
embracing
Yeah.
him as a
Yeah,
country singer.
As a country,
yeah.
He's
yeah.
like the bad boy of the countryside.
Well, he always wanted to be a cowboy.
Yeah, baby.
That's what I was waiting for. Good job, babe.
Yeah. So if you don't know Kid Rock or you're scared to listen to him because of his politics, put that aside and go into his discography and check it out.
I've
Yeah.
heard a couple of his political songs, and I don't know. I feel like there's a difference between making songs, like putting songs out there that you feel inside, and just making songs that will just piss people off. And I
Yeah.
feel like there's a difference between the two. And I
Yeah.
feel like Kid Rock, a couple of songs that I've heard of his like political side, is just to piss people off. And I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
like that. Like that's not.
He's always tried to stir up more controversy,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
especially when he's putting out new music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he feels some of it, but I think he does it more so just to
Yeah.
stir the pot.
Yeah.
Yep.
So those are the types of people you're getting at his concerts. The ones
Yep.
that
Exactly.
just
That want to piss people off
yeah.
and be just jerks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My number
Number
4.
4.
My number 4 is Alanis Morissette.
Nice. Okay.
I'm
Couple
actually
of
surprised that
repeats.
she is yeah, I told you, Joel, I like your list. I actually am surprised that she's actually that low on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I had expected her to be higher, but the only thing that kind of moved her a little bit further down was I don't um I don't really listen to her like coffee shop type music.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's more so like Jagged Little Pill is like what I
Yeah.
will throw on for sure, 100%. I'll listen to some of her other songs on the other like more rock type alternative type music, but
Mm-hmm.
like her coffee shop music, really, I mean like the one song, The Reasons I Drink, I listen to, and I'll listen to her like coffee shop music when it's like just like want to chill and like feel the
Yeah.
vibes or whatever. But it's not my pumped up Alanis Morissette music.
Yeah.
But what sets her like way above everybody is, oh my gosh, she is the most amazing singer. Like if this was like the most talented, best musician of all time, like she would be even higher because she is like, if you see her live and see how she is belting out that music,
Mm-hmm.
like her microphone is like not even near her. It's like, is she even singing? But it's like she is, and she is definitely older,
Yeah.
but she puts it down on the stage. Like she is spinning and like running around, jumping. Like she is full energy, all into it, 100%. Like just gives it her all.
Mm-hmm.
And she loves it. She loves what
Yeah.
she does,
Yeah.
and it's mind blowing. Her ability to hold a note and to to belt it out like that.
Hmm.
I mean, it blew my mind. I was like looking at Danny like, what's happening? Oh my gosh. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
she has a really unique voice too.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, it really looked like she was like lip sync lip syncing it
Hmm.
Hmm.
because she was holding the microphone so far away. I'm like, how is it even picking up her voice?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but you could tell, no, it wasn't like a
Hmm.
recording.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she would change some words or like,
Yeah,
say it in a new way or whatever.
Hmm.
yeah.
Um and
She just had
have the
that loud and powerful of a voice that she didn't
Yeah.
want to have it super close because then it probably wouldn't sound good.
Hmm.
So she
yeah.
held it so far away. It was crazy. I'd never
Yeah.
Yeah.
seen an artist do that before.
Oh, amazing. She was just the most fun to see live.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So Danny, number 3. We are on our
Number
top 3.
3. That is going to be the band that got me to transition from some crappy rap that I used to listen to into more of what I listen to now. And that is Nickelback.
Nickelback. I
Yes.
thought
They
you
were
already said
the
So,
Nickelback. Oh wait, Joel said Nickelback.
yeah.
yeah.
Ah,
They were
you
the
said
forgotten
Creed.
band that you
Yes. I had made this
nice.
list and forgot about them. I
Oh
was
my
like, what
gosh.
the heck? So they went to number
Oh
3.
man. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
um,
when you said Creed, I was thinking, man, I'm surprised that you put Creed above Nickelback. But I
oh,
forgot it
yeah.
was Joel
Definitely
that
did
said
not.
Nickelback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're right there with each other. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nickelback definitely has more songs
Hmm.
Yeah.
than Creed. Creed only has like 4 albums. Nickelback has a lot more, and
Hmm.
so therefore a lot more songs that I like. So I had
There you
to
go.
put them above. Um, but mostly they're a band that really influenced my change in taste of music. I was getting kind of tired of the just early 2000s rap that was out. I was getting just
Hmm.
kind of tired of it, and I was like really reaching for new stuff to listen to. And story of this. So, and I think I might have already told this story in our albums episode, but I'll say it real quick. So, we used to get those things in the
They
mail where
stick
you
with
would
you.
pick the albums that you wanted to get for
Yeah.
Hmm.
like $10, you could get 20 albums or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Nickelback was one of them. My parents would do it sometimes. And um this is around the time when Someday, their song Someday, when that became a hit.
Hmm.
So that album was The Long Road. So that's the one that we had gotten. I remember I was doing homework and I just put it on just to see because I knew like How You Remind Me. Everybody knew
Hmm.
that song back then. And so I was like, let's see what else they've got. And when that first song hits, oh man, I was like, okay, where has this been? I love this.
Yeah.
And I never really seeked out any rock until then at
Hmm.
that time. Anything new, at least. I knew the classic stuff
Yeah.
from my dad, but I never seeked anything new. And then it all changed. I got into all kinds of other rock bands,
Nice.
but Nickelback, I have never stopped liking,
Hmm.
even through the years when people
Yeah.
hated them. And there was like this, I think it was a Facebook page. It was called "Can This
No.
Pickle Get More Likes than Nickelback" or something like that.
Yeah.
And so there was like all these things where it
Yeah.
was like,
People are
can this
stupid.
orange get more likes than Nickelback? And so it was like really a
Yeah.
big like campaign against Nickelback.
Hmm.
And there's shirts now where it says you're either a fan of Nickelback or you're a liar.
Yeah.
Everybody knows their song.
Yeah.
And there's a documentary out right now called Hate to Love, and
Mm,
it's or Love to Hate Nickelback. It's a documentary
Yeah.
about that. It's on
Yeah.
Netflix,
nice.
so
Gotta check
go
that
watch
out.
it. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Chad Kroger, their singer, he's kind of crazy. Like he likes to party. And the other ones are definitely more tame.
Hmm.
He's a little wild. He also, I think he married Avril Lavigne. I'm pretty sure they got married,
I think they did at one point. Yeah.
but I
Really?
think they're not together anymore.
They're
Yeah.
divorced now, but yeah, I think at one point they were married.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she liked his music, that's
Yeah.
at one point. Like
Yep.
she liked Nickelback.
All
Oh man. Yeah,
All
I
right,
just
right.
number
I've
3.
never understood the hate for
Yeah.
them. I'm just yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. Number 3 for me is going to be Hailstorm.
Oh,
Oh,
I
wow.
love
interesting.
Okay.
I love Hailstorm. She has an incredible voice. So you're talking about Alanis Morissette. Like I remember there was a YouTube video years ago of her singing one of her songs acoustically in
Mm-hmm.
like a in a radio station kind of
Mm.
setting.
Yeah.
And I think it was at that point that I like fell in love with her voice. Like I always liked her voice, but when it's not accompanied by like an electric guitar or like drums or something that kind of drowns out her voice a little bit, and it's just her and an acoustic guitar, and she's still like belting out those songs. Like she has a really good voice, and I've always loved her songs. Um, and so yeah, she is numero
That's
yeah
probably one
number
of the
3.
newest artists that you have on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still 2000s, but yeah,
Yeah.
I can say she's probably so far she's the newest on my list.
Lizzie Hale.
Yeah,
is her
Lizzie
name.
Hale. Yep.
Mm.
Her performance with Eric Church.
Yeah. I was just thinking
I
about
go
that.
back to
Yeah.
that still and just find that YouTube video.
Mhm.
It was his song, but she
Yeah.
like helped him perform it at some country music awards.
Mhm.
And man,
Yeah.
and then they went on tour together.
Oh, did they? I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't
We
your
didn't
sister go
go,
see him?
but I think my sister did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It really brought a lot of fans from country to her
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
that band.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that band is incredible.
Yeah.
So they've been in Aftershock, I think, at least twice.
Yeah.
So they were amazing there
Nice.
too. So
Okay, that was a surprise. A little
oh,
curveball.
really?
Yeah.
Love Hailstorm.
Okay.
All
Katrina,
right.
number
Number
3.
3 for me is the Dixie Chicks.
Mm.
Can't say Dixie anymore. It's just
Yeah, the
Chicks.
Chicks.
I know. I'm not doing that. It's the Dixie Chicks.
Yeah. Lady A.
I love these gals. That's the thing is for me, my top ones are if they come on, I'm just so excited and I'm gonna be belting them out and annoying the heck out of my family and dancing around and I cannot get enough of the Dixie Chicks and they just pump me up so much. So
Yeah, they're really cool. Like how they kind of go back and forth with the singing and how they harmonize together.
yeah.
It sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have
They're
to
a
grab
girl
snack,
band.
guys.
They
Yes,
are.
they are a girl band. So we got the boy bands at the end and the girl band at the beginning. I have to grab a snack. I'm so hungry.
Going on an adventure.
Yeah. So, Deanne, are you leaving the lights off? Yeah. Do you want we have we're on number 2. Do you want us to just finish or do you want me to go out there? If you need the lights off, do you want me to go out there? We're on number 2. Okay. So we're gonna say like our number 2 and then our honorables and then our number 1. Okay. All right. We gotta wrap this up.
Okay.
Anthony's
So
ready for sleep.
so it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay.
Okay. All right. So my number 2, it's already been said a couple of times. So nothing new here. We got Kid Rock. He is pretty much who I just always wanted to be.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, I don't know. I always thought he
You
was
did
so
it.
cool. Yeah. I grew my hair long and
Mhm.
I would always wear a fedora and stuff. So
Mhm.
I went for
Yeah.
it, and he just, I always thought he was super cool. I've always liked all of his music from the beginning. Well, I don't want to say all, because he did have a little bit of a early rap career that was not
Mhm.
good.
Oh, yeah.
If you go back as far as
Mhm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
before his Devil Without a Cause album,
Mhm.
not good stuff there. But ever since then, so ever since like '98, I've
Mhm.
just liked everything he's put out. Seen him in concert multiple times. Just like we said, he plays all the instruments.
Mm-hmm.
His songs are not complicated. They're easy.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't write like these magnificent masterpieces.
Yeah.
His lyrics are not too like difficult, to
Mm-hmm.
catch on to. His music's catchy. But that's, very different from my number 1. but that's fine with me. And he
Yeah.
has a few albums that I would almost classify as like easy listening.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they're,
Yeah.
they're just kind of, you just put them on and
Mm-hmm.
Chill.
easy
Mhm.
listening, just chill, nothing too crazy, nothing too boring,
Yeah.
just easy to listen to.
Yeah.
And he's in his 50s now. He's a grandparent. It's just weird to think of him as a grandparent. And yes, he does have, more so over the last few years, some political songs that I think are awesome. I think they're funny, but I could see that they do piss people off. But I think he has fun with it, and he's always been a controversial
Yeah.
person.
I just think
Even
that.
back in
Oh, good.
'98, he
Mm-hmm.
was, controversial with his lyrics. And, like I
Yeah.
said, he was, dating Pamela Anderson, and
Mm-hmm.
he was kind of like a trashy guy, but he had like greasy hair, and then he would wear his
Mm-hmm.
like white, like fur coat, and like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
would have a cane, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was way over the top with
His
his
pimp
image.
outfit.
Yeah, but nobody has been, nobody would even try to pull it off like him.
Yeah.
And I don't know, people might just be like, oh, that guy is terrible and he's gross, and why do you like him? I don't know. Takes a certain person, I guess.
An amazing person.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I have him lowest on my out of all of us. I have him the
Yeah.
lowest
He
on
was
my
number
list.
4 for me. So
I know.
I don't
I'm
know.
sorry, Kid
And
Rock.
number 2 for.
I am
No.
glad that he's still on the top of your list, Danny. Um, I wouldn't have it any other way.
And I have fond memories of hanging out with Joel, listening to him, my buddy Joey listening to him,
Mm-hmm.
and then Katrina, and even the kids. Like
Mhm.
we all would listen. Maybe not to all of his music, but at least a couple of his albums. And
Mhm.
you know, they like I can still play that album and they will sing along, you know, even though
Yes.
they're
Yes.
older now
They'll
and
even
you know,
request it sometimes.
yeah.
So
So it's really cool to have that as a family too.
Mhm.
yeah.
So
Yeah. All right.
okay.
Cool. Joel, number 2.
All right,
What is
number
Joel gonna
two.
have next?
Number 2 for me is Skillet.
Okay. Wow, these are surprises for me.
I love Skillet. I've always loved this band. This is it's a Christian band who it's doesn't like they don't sing about God, but they're more like inspirational in their lyrics. Um so they're considered Christian band.
Yeah.
And the lead singer said that he's totally okay with being labeled that.
Oh yeah, he has a podcast right now
Oh really?
that is very heavy in faith,
Oh okay.
and he is a very controversial um person within the rock world today because
Mm.
of how outspoken he is on his
Oh
podcast.
okay.
Um
Hmm.
yeah. So
Um
check that out.
Yeah.
yeah. The first time we saw, well, I don't know about you, Danny. I think you might have seen him at Aftershock before then, but first time I saw him live was at a Christian music festival.
Mm,
Um and yeah, he's so inspirational. And his song Scars is just beautiful.
mm,
Um I like his Christian music. Um
yeah.
so yeah, or their Christian music. It's not just
Mm,
him.
yeah.
Him and his
And
wife.
that's
I think his wife is the drummer and she sings with him
no,
Mhm.
his
too.
wife is the is one of the guitarists.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's
Mhm.
yeah, the
Okay.
drummer is also a singer.
Yeah.
Which is mind blowing because she's so good on the drums, but she also sings at the same time, which
Yeah.
you don't see that hardly ever. The drummer
Yeah.
is usually just the drummer. Because I feel like that would be hard to do with your arms plus sing like, you know, like she
Yeah,
does.
because your body is moving a lot when
Yeah.
you're
Mhm.
drumming.
Yeah.
She's got like a little mic
Hmm.
like over here.
But she
She has
sounds
a cool
so
voice.
yeah.
Mhm.
And she sounds so clear when she's singing,
Yeah.
even though she's like banging on the drums at the same time. It's like, how are you doing this? It's one thing
Yeah.
to like be a guitarist and a singer because you're just like you're not moving your entire body around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and yeah, when she gets on, when she harmonizes with them, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So um yeah, there's YouTubers like that react to different bands and like they'll react to like movies or shows or whatever. I'll sometimes like choose a song of theirs to see a react video for like a first time react to this
Hmm.
band, and
Mm.
it's usually like really good. So
Yeah.
just getting everyone into the band of Skillet, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
because they need to be bigger than they are because they're an amazing
Awesome.
band.
They what's interesting and cool about them is they fit into the Christian rock
Hmm.
category, but they also are just modern rock.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
they go on like, you know, big tours
Hmm.
like with secular bands. But then they
Mhm.
Yeah.
can also play on like a Christian festival,
Hmm.
like
Mhm.
Katrina was saying. And they might not specifically say God in their songs,
Hmm.
but you can tell when they say like you, like
Yeah.
that's who they're talking about, or
Hmm.
Mhm.
you know, but they're not direct with it. So it
Hmm.
can be taken from secular audiences and
Yeah.
you know, you can kind of take it how you want. Like whoever you is can be someone in your life or it can
Hmm.
be God,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is what I think it is for them,
Hmm.
but it helps bring their music to other people who wouldn't
Yeah.
listen to it otherwise.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
Very
all
cool.
right. Number
Yeah.
2. Katrina.
All right. My number 2 is Avril Lavigne.
Nice. We just talked about her.
We did.
Well,
And I figured like Danny brought her up because he knew that she would be on my list.
I wasn't sure because you said Alanis Morissette already.
I did.
I was thinking she would be ahead of Avril.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, originally, like I said, Alanis was higher on the list, but because
But
of
you
her
don't like
coffee
her
shop
name.
music,
Yeah.
it's like not that I don't like it, but it's not my go-to. And Avril Lavigne, oh my gosh, I could just play like you can go and just like play all their music. And like Alanis, it's like I'll play all her music, but there are songs that I'm like, oh man, like I wanted to hear, like the other stuff, not the coffee shop
Hmm.
stuff. You don't know necessarily what's gonna play when you put Alanis on. When you put Avril Lavigne on, I know I'm getting what I want. Um,
On
I
Spotify, you can make playlists and choose your songs from
Well,
each
yes,
band.
but it's just like the idea of like just
Yeah.
if you just put on that music, that's what you
Hmm.
get. And yeah, Avril Lavigne, oh my gosh, she gets me so pumped up. I love all of her music, but the there's certain songs that if I need to get pumped up for the gym or whatever, I'm
Hmm.
gonna be doing like a longer run on the treadmill or something, then it's like I throw that on and I just like forget where I am. Like I have to like remind myself not to be like belting it
Not to
out.
start singing out.
Yeah. But I've loved her ever since she came out when I was in high school, and
Yeah.
um still takes me back, and I'd still jam out to her just as I did then.
Hmm.
So, and I love that I've gotten
nice.
my daughter into her, and so now
Yeah.
she as she's in high school listens to her as well, and listens to
Hmm.
the albums that I listened to in high school, which is so cool. So, all
All
right,
right.
now honorables.
Awesome.
Honorable
Honorables.
mentions.
Okay. So I have two rappers on my honorables.
Okay,
I've got DMX.
honorable. Okay,
Hmm.
Yeah. He's not
okay.
on my
I was
top 10.
wondering where he was gonna be.
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
I loved him when he came out. But now if I go back, I don't like as many songs as I
Mm,
used to. And that's
mm,
kind of how it is with rap for me. I feel like if I go back and listen to what I used to back in the late 90s, 2000s, I don't like it as much.
Hmm.
Um, can't relate to it. I don't know. I couldn't relate to it back then either, but but it's just I don't know. I think it's just there's no instruments. And now that I have found music where they actually play instruments more,
Hmm.
rap just doesn't do it for me as much as it used to. But DMX has always been my favorite rapper, and so he's going to be honorable.
Hmm.
And then who I think is the best rapper, that would be
mm,
Tech Nine.
mm.
His rapping ability, I think, is better than anybody. He can
Yeah.
go fast. He can change his just his flow style so quickly. Changes his voice. He can do a rock song. He can do a straight modern hip hop song.
Hmm.
He's There's nobody like him, and it's his music can be a little weird though. So his label that he created is called Strange Music,
Yeah.
and it really fits because
Hmm.
I don't like all of his songs because some of them are just a little weird.
Yeah.
But as far as his rapping ability, it's unmatched. So
Hmm.
put him on there. Next is Slipknot slash Stone Sour.
Okay.
Same singer for both
Yep.
bands, Corey Taylor. So I had to put them on there.
Yeah, I
I
was
think
waiting
I
for them to come on there too.
Hmm. I
yeah,
was too.
I think I might like Stone Sour a little more.
Oh.
I think I like more of their songs than
Hmm.
I do Slipknot, but Slipknot is what got me into Stone Sour. And if it
Yeah.
wasn't for Slipknot, Stone Sour wouldn't even exist.
Hmm.
So it they're like right there. So I put them
Hmm.
together. Um Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay, I was waiting for
Yeah.
Hmm.
them too.
They are what got me into metalcore. They're the
Yeah.
first band that I listened to that got me into that. They have a variety of styles. They were mostly metalcore on like one of their first albums, but they've gone in different directions since. I have hated their last two albums. Thought they were horrible. But um City of Evil, Nightmare,
Yeah.
and Hail to the King. Those are three albums that I just love.
Hmm.
And they've always been a band that I've really liked. I think their time is done, though. I think they're done. I don't think they should do any more music.
You guys can retire. That's fine.
Yeah. Just go the Godsmack route. You don't have anything to write about anymore.
Yeah.
And your voice does not sound the same. So just
Yeah, I haven't heard their
go
newer
away.
uh, either their like new albums. So
Yeah. Not very
um,
good.
Hail
Very
to the King was the last.
experimental.
Oh
And he just can't sing like he used to. So
yeah,
I always
you.
loved his voice, but
It's a weird time to be experimental, like this
yeah,
far into your career. Like
yeah,
that's more like you're still like you're big, but you're not like you could get bigger kind of
yeah,
thing. Like doing it now seems a little
yeah,
weird, but like you're going like it's your downhill at this point. That's when you're gonna
yeah,
go experimental. Who are
yeah.
you trying to? I don't know.
And then the last one that I have is Disturbed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you don't know who they are, look up Down with the Sickness and go from there.
Sound of Silence.
Yeah,
They did a really good job with that one.
yeah. Who was that? Simon and Garfunkel,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, that cover that they did.
yeah.
Singer's voice, David Draymond, he's got a really, really unique voice.
Hmm.
They kind of got old to me. Their songs started to really sound the same after a while.
Yeah.
But I'll still go back to their earlier stuff, and it's super motivating, super just pump you up type of music.
Hmm.
And I remember when I first got into them, they were all I would listen to. It was
Hmm.
like Disturbed all day, every day.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's my honorables.
All right. Where did Katrina go?
I don't know. I think she's still there, but
Can you?
just keep going.
Okay. All right. So I also have Disturbed as my honorable mention. I really like this band. He has a really great voice. I think when we went to see him in '08, it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth because I understand they were like on the last like couple of cities of a big tour that they were doing. And
Yeah,
so the energy, like they were tired. You could tell they were
yeah,
tired. Like the energy wasn't quite there. Um, and then like right after that, they went on a like what 4-year hiatus or whatever.
yeah,
um, which was definitely needed. But it's just like I don't know. After that, it kind of I don't know. I still like their music, but and like I said, I love their rendition of Sound of Silence. But it just wasn't quite the same for me after that, I think. And so yeah, that's why they're honorable mention because they're really good. But I don't know. Something about that just kind of ruined it a little bit for me. And I have Eminem on here as well. My
nice.
one of my token rapper. I'll mention. He's not on the list because I don't like the type of style that he's been into the last like what at least 5 years or so.
Mhm.
Last like several albums that he's put out. It just he's trying to change his style of rapping, and that's just not for me.
Yeah.
Not a fan of it.
Yeah. His newer one, The Death of Slim Shady, is better.
Yeah, I do
Um,
like that one. I will
it's kind
say,
of like
yeah.
his older stuff,
Mm-hmm.
some of the songs. So it's a little
Yeah.
better, but yeah, definitely nothing like the
N-
old ones. The
Yeah.
first like 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm. Um, and I have Garth Brooks on my honorable mention. I
All
had to I
right.
had to put a country artist on there somewhere, and I love Garth Brooks' voice. I don't know why I just couldn't really find a spot for him on my actual list, but I do like 3 or 4 of his songs karaoke. So
Yeah.
he has a very karaoke friendly voice.
Yes.
Um, and the other one that I've got. So this is going back to like my childhood. This artist who I grew up listening to with my mom, and that is Amy Grant.
Oh
She may have been
wow.
on my other list as well. I'm not sure if she was or not. But she started out doing Christian music, and
Yes.
that's where I knew her from, mostly from my mom with her the Christian side. And then but she also has several like secular songs as
Hmm.
well um, on the radio and stuff. And she's married to Vince Gill, who is
Baby,
another,
baby.
yeah, that is one of her songs, one of her bigger ones. Who's another country great.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've always liked her singing, her voice. And the last one I have on my honorable mentions, I think I've gone through them all. Yes. So this is an honorable mention strictly because this was like the one criteria, the one band that like met my one criteria, and that is they don't have any original music. They do covers of songs,
Mm,
and that is
Hmm.
Home Free. And
mm,
they are, if you've heard of Pentatonics, they're like
mhm.
Pentatonics, and that um they're what is I literally just lost the name of the type of music that they do. Um
Acapella?
Acapella.
Acapella. Yeah. They're an acapella band. And to me they're better than Pentatonics. I like
Mm,
the songs that they do more
I've
than
not even heard
Pentatonics.
of this band.
Really? Oh, they're
Yeah.
really good. I would definitely listen to them.
Huh.
um,
Joel, you
they're
just are surprising me today.
they're an amazing band, and I would love to see them live sometime. But they don't have original music, so
Yeah.
they're all covers. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel kind of weird putting them in a top 10 of all time. But they're 11. They're top 11. If I could do that.
there you go.
So yeah.
Nice.
All right. Joel, I am friggin' loving your list.
Thank you.
It's so funny
I'm
because
really
like
curious about number 1.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited. It's
I
funny
think I know
because
Katrina's.
okay. I would hope you know mine. Um, I had when I first started my list, I had like 20 something people written down. And then I had to figure out, okay, who's gonna stay on the list, who's gonna make it to the honorables and everything.
Hmm.
And because I cheat, I'm gonna tell you, I had Eminem and I had Amy Grant both on
Oh
my
wow.
both on my list. It was really hard for me to take Amy Grant off my list, but I'm pretty sure I have
Wow.
her on my albums list. And so I was like, well, I've already talked about her before on the podcast, so I'll I'll allow someone else to be on the list instead of her. And so I love Amy Grant. And then I had
Yeah.
Eminem, but then I was like, you know what? I don't have any rap on here, and I have a whole nother list for like my best rappers, my favorite rappers. So I was like, I'll just hold off, take Eminem off. I'll be talking about him
Are we gonna do
eventually when we
that
do another
list?
list.
Okay. Do I know 15
So
rappers? Okay.
um I can help you
Okay.
out. So anyway, with that, my actual honorables are, I needed to have Mandisa on there. um Mandisa is another Christian artist. She's actually
Mhm.
local as well. She went to my high school, which is super cool. She graduated before I did, before I got there, but I think she would have graduated the same year as my brother she um, if he had finished high school there. But anyway, she was also on American Idol, um, and so that was kind of what got her start.
Mhm.
But her Christian music, it's definitely some go-to music for me when I'm struggling, going through a hard time. She can get me out of a jam. So that is definitely a go-to for me when I'm needing. Most of the time I'll just like listen to playlists or something. I'm not gonna like, or I'll listen to a song and then just see what plays next and whatever.
Mhm.
So there's not a lot of like Christian artists that I just like put albums on. Um, there's a lot of Christian artists I like, but like
Mhm.
for putting like a full album or multiple albums on,
Yeah.
um, there's not a lot. But Mandisa, I love her albums. And so I've got her. I've got Kenny Chesney, and I have him on the um honorables because I already had two pretty big country male artists on my list,
Mhm.
90s country male artists. Um, and the thing about Kenny is I love Kenny Chesney. I absolutely adore his music. Love it, love it, love it. But when he went all islandy, that's not my favorite stuff. I like it. It's fun, but it's not my
Mhm.
go-to. Um, and so sometimes when his islandy music comes on, I'm like, okay. And so that kind of was like, okay, well, I'm not going to put him on my list. I'll put Tim McGraw and Garth on my list
Mhm.
instead. Um, and then we've got Celine Dion.
Okay.
I get so excited when I hear her songs. And
when Joel said she like when he did Alanis, but he said she like ruled the '90s. I was thinking, is he gonna say Celine Dion?
I know, I
I
know.
said she was one of them that ruled the '90s.
Yeah,
There were
Oh,
others
okay.
like
Celine
Whitney Houston.
definitely
I
is
think was
another
Mariah
one.
Carey. Like there were other
Yeah, and I
females,
thought of
but
Mariah Carey was on my top 20s.
mhm.
But she didn't make it over
Yeah.
here. But Celine did. Celine
Mhm.
Dion, not just because of the Titanic song, but like more so actually the other songs.
Yeah. That one just
But
got overly played
yeah,
on the radio.
yeah.
She has other
Um,
like really big songs.
yeah, yeah. And when we like say like one of the lines or something, just like in conversation, you can't help but like sing it then.
Mhm.
And oh my gosh, it's just the most fun to just like bust out in like crazy belting out
Mhm.
Celine Dion music.
Yeah.
So love that. My favorite artist for a long, long time was Maya. I
Hmm.
love Maya.
Maya.
Um,
Okay.
since I was in, I think seventh grade, um, sixth or seventh grade, Maya came out, and oh my gosh, I just love her. Um, I didn't continue to listen to her after high school.
Mhm.
So I listened to her through high school, but then after high school, I didn't really continue to listen to her. So she's on honorables. But if a Maya song comes on, I'm like, Maya, and I get so excited. And I went and saw Boyz II Men in concert. It seems like everyone that's on my list I've seen in concert, which is kind of funny. But the but I was more excited to see Maya because she was opening for them. And my friends that I go to all my concerts with, it was a big deal. We were going to go see Boyz II Men, and then I was like, we gotta get there in time to see Maya. I was so excited. So, and then the other one that was really, really hard for me to not put on the list, but the main reason, and it inspired me to want to do another list. But the main reason is because listening to them, just their albums, listening to them just on like a like I'll still listen to them in the car and stuff, but just listening to them is not, it doesn't hit the same. It's not as fun after you've seen them live. And we've already talked about them. That's the White Buffalo. I love listening to them, and I love like putting them on, and like just all the memories that flood from like seeing them live. I love that it's mine and Danny's thing. We go anytime they're local. We'll go. We went like, I mean, when we say local, we went to San Francisco, went to Santa Cruz, like went, we'll drive to see them. They're just our favorite to see live.
Yeah.
So they definitely deserve to be top of the honorables. Nice. So there we go. They're my number.
All right. Here we go. Number one,
drum roll.
All right.
A weird drum.
So
the trumpet drum.
My number one is my favorite concert I've ever been to. Probably the most influential band for any modern heavier band today, and that's Metallica.
That's what I was waiting for. I was pretty positive that would be your number one.
Yeah. I mean, Nickelback is what launched me into rock, but Metallica made me stay.
I was going to say solidified you.
I think it made me stay because I got to really experience a lot more complexity when it comes to rock music and heavy metal, because they don't go as far as like the metalcore stuff where they're screaming their vocals, but it's like right in the middle where it's like this. The way James Hetfield sings is like, he's not screaming, but he's not like super like chill about his singing. He's like right in the middle there. And I love it. You can understand everything he's saying, so there's not like overly screaming. And the songwriting is so good. The guitar solos are crazy. James Hetfield plays guitar and sings at the same time. They have changed their bassist a couple of times. So one of the times was because they passed away, and then the other time was just differences in creative stuff. So they have made a lineup change, but I mean, they're still making music, still selling everywhere out.
Yeah.
Still just arguably the biggest rock band in the world, even today.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it since 83 or 84. And they've gone through their ups and downs with fans. I like pretty much everything that they put out. There's some stuff where it's like, okay, what are you doing? But for the most part, I mean, they're just amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, not much you can say.
Yeah.
Besides that.
I mean, it's Metallica. Like, pretty sure everyone's at least heard of Metallica. At least heard one song of theirs.
Yeah.
They're just a small band from the 80s. They're just whatever.
Yeah, just this little band.
No big deal.
Yeah.
I like that I started with the Beatles and then you ended with Metallica.
There you go.
The same band, basically.
Well, like
Yeah.
just how big of
Yeah.
Yeah.
how big
That's
they
how
are
rock
Big
has
in the music
progressed.
world.
there.
Exactly.
Beatles kind of
Like the
started
Beatles
it.
started
And
rock,
Yeah.
and
now look where we're
like
at.
And this band is going to carry it. My
Yeah.
number one is going to carry it to the future.
Oh.
okay, let's hear it.
Okay.
And that band, actually, I believe it was in 2023, was named number one rock band on the Billboard charts, and that is Shinedown.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I
Nice.
love this band. They're incredible, and they're coming out with a new album this year. I think they're supposed to come out with it like this month at some point. It's
At
supposed
least
to be
a
like,
song.
yeah. I thought it was a full album, but yeah, it's definitely
Maybe.
at least a song. But they're talking about releasing their new album sometime in the early part of the year, which is supposed to be like the culmination of like all of their music combined, like because they have changed up their style a little bit from when they started in 2000 to where they are now. I'm not a fan of their Planet Zero album,
Yeah.
although that one does have a couple like really good songs in it. They're a band that's along with Skillet. I will just the other old job that I had before this one, you could just put on music while you work, and I would just put on Shinedown, and I I love all their music for the most part, but even
Yeah.
the ones I don't like, I will still continue to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have strong lyrics and like strong messages in their
Mhm.
in their songs, and they have a lot of songs about like mental health, kind of
Mhm.
like because they're big on mental health,
Yeah.
and like that all comes out in their songs, and their version of Simple Man is one of the best
Mhm.
covers of all time.
Yeah.
um
100%.
and yeah, they're an incredible band. I'm hoping that they come at some point near where I live this year, since they do have an album coming out. So I'm hoping, I want to see them this year at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have Brent Smith is their
Yeah.
singer, and I think he is probably my favorite singer in
Mm-hmm.
rock music.
Yeah.
He has such a huge voice.
Mm-hmm. He does.
It's pretty crazy. And you can tell with Simple Man, if you listen to that
Yeah.
song, he can sing.
Yeah.
He doesn't always sing a lot in their songs, though. That's the
Mhm.
thing. He doesn't go that far in
Mm-hmm.
other songs, but
Yeah.
you can really hear it with Simple Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the mental health stuff that's so true. And he's gone through his own struggles with addiction and things like that. So it definitely comes out in their music. Like if you listen to the song 45, like that's
Yeah.
a heavy song.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I think he just went through something recently, because on his Planet Zero album, he has a song called Daylight, which
mhm,
is I feel like about him,
mhm.
and it feels like it was a struggle, I think, with like cancer or something. And that's one of the couple of songs on that album that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
He doesn't, it's a softer song of his. Symptom of Being Human is another one on that album that I love, and that's another softer one.
Yeah.
But they're both like, they both dive into like mental health, and Daylight dives into um I think it's cancer. I think he had something, because
Mm.
there's something in the lyrics there, but and they're both songs are like feel very personal to to him and probably to the band as well. So yeah, their music is amazing.
Yeah, nice pick. They almost made my list as well.
I'm surprised they didn't at least make like honorable mention for you.
I know. When I do honorable mentions, and maybe this is just me, I don't do like 11 through 15.
Mm-hmm.
I do like I want to mention them.
Yeah,
you know, like they wouldn't necessarily be like the next few in order.
Yeah.
So if it were the next few in order, then I'd probably have Shinedown. But I already had Papa Roach and Godsmack, Nickelback, Creed. So I already had similar artists. So
yeah, your list didn't like stray very much.
Not really.
There was a couple of them, couple of bands there that I did, but yeah.
All right, Katrina, number one.
My number one is, and I want to be known for loving this singer, is Andy Grammer. Is that what you expected?
Yep.
Okay. Andy Grammer.
Andy Grammer. I love
Do you know who
Andy
that
Grammer.
is, Joel?
I think he was on your other list before.
Yeah.
And you told me about and the name sounds familiar, but I still don't know.
And
okay, wait, you don't know that song? That's like his most popular song. But you gotta keep your head up. Oh, but you could let your hair down. Hey.
I'm not that. Yeah, I may have heard that one, but I don't know.
Gosh, you should have listened to him by now. Yeah, I love Andy Grammer. This is definitely a go-to. Doesn't matter what mood I'm in, but if I need to pick me up, for sure. If I'm feeling down or just sluggish or anything, I can put Andy Grammer on and feel good about my life. And if I'm feeling great about my life, then put that on and continue to feel great about my life. I just love him so much. And then we saw him live. And he's so much fun to see, and the way he interacts with the crowd and everything. I can't wait to see him again. I hope I can see him again. But yeah, he's just so much fun. It's so much fun to listen to and upbeat. And he also he is into really singing about mental health and keeping your head up and getting through hard times. And he's focused a lot on self-love and being who you are and loving who you are, and just being able to honor that person. And I love that. And it's just so inspirational to listen to his music and everything. I'm sure my family has had enough of it, but I will not stop.
Would you say he's a pop singer?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say he's pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, my list is quite eclectic.
Yeah.
With what
mine is kind of too.
Yours is. Joel, yours, I love your list. I love your list.
A little bit of everything on there.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm inspired by your music.
Yeah, listen to
skills.
Home Free.
Yeah.
I'm
excited because I do love Pentatonics.
Yeah. And they're more, I feel like Pentatonics is like more like what's popular, like the more popular ones. Home Free does like a lot of like country songs. But they also do like a lot of more popular ones too. But
okay. Well, my go-to genre is country,
Yeah. I think you'd like Home Free.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Well, it's been 5 years. And
has
that's
been.
our top 10.
Did we say that in the beginning?
Yeah.
This was our 5 year. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I win.
Yeah. So
All
here's
right.
to another 5 years. Thank you for listening and watching us. And for anybody who's been watching and listening for a long time, thank you especially. Caitlin, you keep us going.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I love it.
Yeah.
So it would be fun to see in the comments how long you've been listening and like
Yeah.
what got you into it.
Yeah. Let us know.
And if you have an idea for the next 6 year, you
Yeah.
know, other than movies, I already have a few lists that I want to do, but see if you can get yours in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And look out for all the upcoming new releases that
Yep.
we're going to review, and our Friday the 13th series
Yep.
that we're going to be putting out as well. That's it.
All right. This has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let home free bite.